Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dee Reinhardt with Illinois WorkNet. Happy New Year. We are doing our technical assistance call today. I have just a couple of things that we need to talk about, and then I'm going to stop the recording and answer some direct questions. Brandon, you've got the first bit of news about ICOI trainings.
Oh, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, let me see if I can.
I've got the email open. You want me to just read it?
Yes, if you could. That's what I was trying to do, was look at my email because I didn't get a chance to.
All right. There are 3 Casey Life Skills trainings scheduled for the fiscal year. First one is for 2/22, February 22nd, and then April 12th and June 21st. So that is with ICOI. I'm going to put that in the chat.
Dee, just for Dee and Brandon, just for clarification, the Casey Life Skills trainings are only required if you haven't taken them, or do you need to take them every year?
Only if you haven't.
Thank you.
All right. So I just put those dates in the chat. If you want to check in with ICOI, you can do that to get your team members that have not been trained yet. You can get them scheduled for that. All right. And then Brandon, you had one other thing that you wanted to talk about.
Yes, actually, well, 2 things now because something else came up. It's quick though and short. The success stories, and if maybe you, when I'm done, if you want to show them again how to add a success story, but our administrative assistant just sent something out to all the programs that they really need success stories. So if you have any new success stories or you've never uploaded a success story, that would be great. We could always use more success stories. And the other thing was in regards to the site visits. We've got like 3 site visits already scheduled this week. So if you're one of those 3 providers, you probably already know, but for now, the site visits will be conducted remotely due to the COVID surge and everything for at least, well, as of right now, for at least the month of January is what we've been told. And that's until further notice. So it could change, but I would think for the rest of this month, at least, the site visits will still be scheduled and carried out, but they will be remotely. And that's about all I know because I just found that out.
All right. So let me show everybody about the success stories from Illinois WorkNet, the main page, and or also from the partner page. So you can go to DHS Youth Partners, and right here you can submit a success story, and it's relatively simple. So you just click on the success stories. You can submit a story on behalf of your participants by going under the service providers, or you can have your youth participant submit the success story. If you've got a really good story to tell about with your employers for work experience or whatever, you can have them submit it. But the whole purpose here is to play it up, make it sound like somebody did a really good job. We want a happy, smiling picture. We want something that will entice other participants, that we can show our funders that there is good work going on by all of you. So there are some tips down in here to help you write a good success story. And we do review them and make sure that the spelling is correct and the grammar is correct before we put it out. So if you can have some couple of different people proofread it before you submit it, that would be wonderful. But that's as hard as it gets. There's some information on there that we want to share, like who the program is, and then the person, if you're sharing a story about an individual. So you can access it from the partner page and it's submit success story. All right, any question? I see the chat. I need to open up the chat. Okay, so Brandon, you have a question. If I can't recall if we have sent a success story, can we just resubmit it? Well, now that's the beauty of the success stories. You can actually go in and go to the public page of Illinois WorkNet and go to success stories right down here in the bottom menu. And you can do a search by program. It's taken it just a hot minute to load here. So you can look for a participant, you can look for the program type. So it might be DHS Youth Programs. And then you search. And it will show you all the stories that have been added. So take a look through there to see first. All right, Shannon asked, did all of the site visit scheduling emails go out already? Brandon?
Sorry, I was typing and muted. I replied in the chat, but no, the only ones that have been scheduled are for the month of January so far. So
Darrell asked, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say they definitely have not all been. So if you haven't received an email yet, especially if you're only category, we've got like 9 providers that are category 1 only. You definitely haven't been scheduled yet.
All right. Darrell asked, what if you need to update a success story that has already been uploaded? Ooh, that's a good question. I have not. You probably need to send me an email and with what you need to correct, and then I can go in on the back end and make the correction.
Well, actually, similarly, what if we just need to remove it altogether?
Why?
So one of our apprentices, after seeing the post, we shared it on our company's LinkedIn. They didn't really feel like it was their story. And so their mom had a look at it, and the mom also felt the way. I think they felt it may have gotten too personal for their family. And so we removed it from our website, but I wanted to make sure that we removed it from Illinois WorkNet as well, just so that, you know, we honor their wishes.
All right, can you make it a little bit more generic maybe? And if you had a picture of a youth, could you maybe just put a generic picture on it?
Yeah, I believe so. We will probably have to change the name. I don't think we'll probably have to talk about this offline, but it kind of got I don't know the word for it, but it prompted
Convoluted.
Yeah, so it made us just want to remove it.
All right.
If anything, we'll probably rewrite it.
Okay.
But I kind of want it down for now.
All right.
Okay.
Sarah from Take wants to make sure that she's on the email list for a visit. Natasha Brown, you wrote Brandon 1. What does that mean?
I was trying to email Brandon directly, but I think this is a question for like everybody on the call. We're struggling to recruit youth at this time. And I wanted to know if other agencies were struggling to recruit this cohort. And I'm more concerned now that CPS might strike tomorrow in the city. So I mean, I know it's not a question on the success stories, but I was trying to email Brandon directly, but then I'm like, you know, maybe this is a good time to ask the group.
Probably. Anybody have any conversation that they'd like to have with Natasha about this? Oh, and Sarah from Take says they're having an abundance of COVID issues right now affecting the registration. Brandon, you got any suggestions for anybody? Or does anybody else have any suggestions?
I was going to say asking the other providers to share would be great, especially the ones, because I know Natasha's in Chicago, the ones in Cook County, because the metrics for everywhere in the state, you know, I mean, I could talk about Springfield and Southern Illinois, which doesn't do any good. I do know, like East St. Louis, we have a couple of providers there. I think their school district is going on remote, I just saw. So Madison County and St. Clair County down by St. Louis is getting really bad. But yeah, as COVID uptick, I can see where it's going to hurt registration and everything.
You'll have to go back to trying to do things by Zoom.
Dee,
Yes,
John Long here. We had that problem out in Thornton Fractional North in recruiting last year. And what the school district was able to do was to go through their list of eligible people. And then also through their permissions, we were able to send out flyers and do sort of a virtual recruitment.
That's a good idea.
The district helped out in identifying the young people, and we did all our 90% of our recruitment was done from online for the summer.
So one of the things that you guys that are in CPS, are there different like smaller districts in CPS, or are you all one great big huge thing? Because my thought would be is if you contacted the guidance counselors at 2 or 3 high schools that are located around you, that might be a way to recruit some youth.
I mean, this is Natasha. We already work with some of the high schools already in the area. So when COVID first started, we didn't have issues with getting kids into the program, right? Like we had an abundance. We met our numbers. We had 80 kids in the summer. Right now, we're supposed to serve 175 kids in this year, and we haven't been getting kids even applying. Like we've been going to the schools because we have a relationship with Clemente, the Boys and Girls Club, the alternative high schools, which is Dr. Pedro Albizu Campo High School, Pathways, and we used to get kids all the time. Now we're not getting anybody applying. So that's what I was saying. I wanted to know if anybody else was struggling, like just getting kids through the door, because this has never happened to us. We've had the program for 4 years and we've always been able to meet our numbers. And I feel like this year has been a year where we're like really struggling to get kids in the door. And I just wanted to know if anybody else was having that issue, right? I know CPS is having issues with kids even coming to school in the last 2 cohorts, but just the recruitment piece, like we have done our classes online. We are still placing them in the businesses along the business corridor, but just getting kids in the door has been an issue.
Anybody have suggestions for Natasha? for, or anybody else? I don't hear anybody speaking up, so I bet everybody's having issues. I'm looking for the Casey Life Skills training on their upcoming events to see about registering, and I'm not seeing that. So Brandon, do you think you could ask somebody from ICOI to forward a list so that the members of the webinar could register? Are you, Natasha, we have a suggestion here from Sarah. We're having good luck with word of mouth and social media. We're also looking into getting a podcast or radio spot. So are there, I know that a lot of radio stations have to do public service announcements. So if you can find an FM station that might do some of that, or if you've got like a local low band radio station, you could do that. Boosting a post on social media, $5, $10, $15, $20 might help you. They don't have to be expensive boosts. Putting up a poster at local food banks, food pantries, the Goodwill, the Salvation Army. Oh, LaDon suggested working with her alderman's office. Thank you, Chanel. It's January, Beach, so a resource fair might be a little bit of a challenge, but that's a good idea. Grocery stores out in front of the local DHS office. Where else are good spots to get some of the youth? Because we know they all have to have an eligibility piece, right? So where else are places? Jenny Avisha said that there's groups you can join in social media to promote your services as well. I know I live in Elgin, so there's what's happening in Elgin. There's also like a what's happening in St. Charles. So there's got to be local neighborhood groups. Oh, laundromats, that's a good one. So if you think of anything else where you could put your promotional items, pop them in the chat so that everybody can benefit from that. Mom groups, Kate says mom groups on social media. Some of this doesn't cost you any money at all. It's just a matter of putting a post out. Make sure you got an image with it, because that always grabs more attention than just words. The unemployment office, a lot of people aren't going in there as much anymore, but yeah, WIC locations, employment groups, employment partners, if they'll allow you to post flyers at their sites. You got to think outside the box. What would you do? It's grassroots marketing. It's getting boots on the ground, basically, and getting the word out. All right, any other questions that we can answer for you that I can continue to record? All right. One of the things that I'm going to stop the recording. Thanks for watching.